Welcome to another episode of Hey John. And today we're going to be talking about which of the top four EV trucks is actually the best EV truck. So I think everybody would pretty much agree that the top four EV pickup trucks that are currently out there on the market are the Rivian, the Ford Lightning in its different model numbers, the Chevy EV, the Silverado EV, and obviously also the Tesla Cybertruck. So we're going to go through each of these and try to determine which one is the best EV truck. So we're answering this question from the perspective of an existing truck owner. Whether it's diesel, gas. We've owned trucks forever. I've had trucks my whole life, and we use them for truck things. So we use our truck to haul horses, to haul boats, to haul camper trailers, haul dump trailers, utility trailers. We put a lot of stuff in the back of the truck for different projects we have. So we're looking for a truck that is truly a utility vehicle, a vehicle that can be used to do stuff that you can't or typically would not do with a sedan or an SUV or something like that. So that's the perspective we're coming from. So the research for this video basically came out of watching hundreds and hundreds of hours of YouTubes, reviewing manufacturer websites, going to different forums on the internet, and basically trying to research which EV truck I was going to buy. And again, I'm coming at this from the perspective of owning other large trucks. I have had mid-sized trucks in the past, Toyota Tacomas and stuff like that. But in recent years, they tend to be larger trucks. I like to be able to put a lot of stuff and pull a lot of stuff with my trucks. So with that said, and going through lots of these different reviews out there and stuff like that, I finally narrowed it down to these kind of four trucks. And then from that, weeded out each truck for individual reasons that I'll go over here. So we're going to just go over the top four and see who's left at the end of the list. So first up on the list is the Cybertruck. Now, this vehicle is incredibly capable, actually. It can haul stuff, and it's actually a really neat EV. Is it a truck is really the question. And while it's called a Cybertruck, quite honestly, I think they should have given it a different category. They should have called it the Lunar Rover or a Transporter or something else. It just doesn't fit the traditional mold of a truck. And so that is a little bit of a bar to get over. Also, it's very futuristic and very minimalistic on the inside. So for those reasons, we're going to drop it off the list of a best EV truck. However, if you're looking for an EV that can still haul stuff and also turn a lot of heads, if that's what you're looking for, then by all means consider the Cybertruck. It's a very capable machine. Next up on the list is the Rivian. The Rivian, there's now a couple different models of the pickup truck, and it's definitely a pickup truck, right? It looks like a pickup, a more traditional type of pickup truck. It has some neat features, very capable. Again, it reminds me of a Toyota Tacoma type or other mid-size type of trucks. And really, for that reason, I'm going to drop it off the list because it's still not quite full size. Also, it's a very capable truck, but it's just not quite the same as say a Ford or a Chevy or a GMC, one of the big full size trucks. With that said, we're down to basically the Ford and the Chevy. There is the GMC option out there, but I kind of look at the GMC option as a very expensive Chevy where you're just paying a lot of extra money to have GMC stamped on the front of the truck. But they're very capable as well, but I'm kind of lumping them in with the Chevys here as far as capabilities go. Anyhow, back to the Ford Lightning. If you're coming from a Ford ICE machine, and you would be very comfortable jumping in this Ford truck. I mean, lots of similarity, especially if you're coming from a 150. A lot of shared body panels and everything like that. As most people know, that's pretty much what Ford did. They took the 150 and figured out how to take the gas engine out and how to put electric motors underneath and a battery and put it out on the road and sent it on its way. Again, a very capable truck, very nice truck. The only problem you run into is if you decide to start going on a road trip, or if you just start towing specifically a trailer of any amount of weight, any distance. The towing capability of the Ford Lightning it really reduces its range, even with its extended range batteries and stuff like that. And the other place that it tends to not shine super well is its charging. Its DC fast charging isn't nearly as fast as even some of the trucks that we've already dropped off the list. So, those are all things that we need to think about. And with that, basically, we're left with one truck. When it comes to full-size pickup trucks, one or two of the most important things are range and charge speed. And the reason for this is because pickup trucks get used differently than, say, your normal commuter car or your family car that you're driving around town and stuff. Pickup trucks traditionally get used hauling stuff, and stuff that doesn't fit in your family sedan or SUV or whatever. So it might be when you're going on a camping trip and you're pulling a boat behind you, or your camp trailer, or it might be when you're taking your kid to college and you're going across multiple states to send him or her to school. Or heck, maybe you're just moving and you got a lot of stuff in your house and you're trying to move it. That's when you're going to use your truck. And that stuff doesn't fit in your typical little cars or sedans or SUVs that you might use on a daily basis to drive back and forth to work and stuff. And so that's why when you're comparing trucks versus other electric vehicles can actually get by with a much shorter range for a lot of things because they're not necessarily hauling stuff. But when it comes to trucks, you really need to consider range and the rate of charge, because eventually the battery will run out. And so how much extra time are you going to add to your trip by charging? So consider those two things when you're looking at your trucks. So that leaves us with the Chevy Silverado EV as the remaining full-size pickup truck. And this is a very capable truck. It's the LT version, for instance. The current one has a range of over 400 miles. They actually have some work trucks where the range is approaching 500 miles per charge. The charge rate on the Chevys, assuming you have a good charger, obviously, is very quick as well. They rate, I believe, 100 miles in 10 minutes. But this truck can also haul. The Chevy Silverado EV LT is rated at being able to haul or tow over 1,200 pounds, which pretty much matches, for instance, I've got a Ford 250 long bed gas version. And in that particular case, that truck is also rated to haul that same rate for towing. So very capable truck, a very comfortable truck to ride in. But again, as I've talked about through this now multiple times, the key is range and charge rate. And the Silverado EV comes out ahead when you're considering both of those factors, as well as, hey, it still looks like a truck. Anyhow, have a great day. So, if you'd like to see why I actually chose the Silverado EV LT model specifically, please check out my other video. I've got one that specifically talks about the Silverado EV LT and why I chose it over the RST or the work truck versions, or even the GMC versions. It's just in a very nice fit, not overly expensive, and fits nice and is very capable. Anyhow, check out that other video if you're interested. Please like and subscribe, and have a great day. Talk to you later.